Hey guys, welcome to TCW.
Welcome back to TCW, we should say. It's our second
Exactly.
video now.
Second video. I'm Drew.
I'm Brian.
And welcome to our pitches and predictions.
In that order.
For SummerSlam 2023. All right.
So I guess we'll start with pitches.
I guess I have to think of pitches, yeah.
We have to think of pitches.
I have to think of pitches.
I mean, honorable mention for me, make SummerSlam 2 nights. I mean, for me, this is WrestleMania Junior at this point. Like, give me 2 nights, because think about what we could have had on this card. The tag team division got left out.
Yeah.
Becky and Trish got left out.
Which is outrageous. Like, it's just not fair.
Make it 2 nights and we won't have to, like, push everything together.
Exactly.
But we have time for a Slim Jim. Break it to a Slim Jim. Battle Royal.
Exactly.
So, you know.
With, all the people that have nothing to do.
Well, hey, you have anything going on? No, alright, you're the Battle Royal. Battle Royal. You, Battle Royal.
LA Knight, let's just point everybody, you're in it, and you're going to get thrown out second.
Exactly. If not first.
If he gets thrown out first, I guess it is what it is.
True. So, speaking of LA Knight, I'm going to start off my first pitch.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm getting these vibes from LA Knight, but I'm getting 2011 CM Punk. He's so over, you can't deny him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So my pitch is start the pay-per-view with the Battle Royal, make it quick. LA Knight wins.
Yeah.
He's celebrating, and it's almost, all right, everyone's going to the back. He stops. He's got a microphone. He goes, no. LA Knight's not leaving the ring yet. And I'm talking, let him cut a pipe bomb straight from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Sit on a turnbuckle, sit in the middle of the ring, cut a promo. He's tired of being pushed around. He's tired of being pushed down. He's the megastar. Everyone says his name.
He's the megastar!
Everyone knows his game. Everyone knows whose game it is. Let him cut a promo, put the rocket on his back, and let's go. Okay. I mean, come on. Austin Theory and Santos Escobar is the best we can do with the U.S. title.
Exactly.
I know whose game it is. L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Okay.
Short and to the point.
I completely agree. I feel like, we missed it. Money in the Bank. I'm tired of Triple H's storytelling of, the story isn't over yet.
I have to finish the story.
When, in fact, it's not really a story, is it? It's more or less a series, if you will.
Well, for me, it's supply and demand, right? There's the demand for the supply of LA Knight.
But there's no supply. Yeah. No, that pitch, I give it a 100%. Yeah. All right. So that means I have to come
Beat her up.
Okay. So hear me out. We have Drew McIntyre versus Gunther tonight, right? For
Yes,
the
we
Intercontinental title. Gunther's nearing the historic time of the Honky Tonk Man,
Yes, he is.
He's very close.
Is this involve an Elvis impersonator?
No, but it should. It should.
Because where did his reign end? To the Warrior.
Exactly.
SummerSlam.
I'm
just saying, if there's any Elvis impersonators in Detroit tonight.
Maybe Drew McIntyre will come out to Hunka Hunka Burnin' Love, and he'll have his hair slicked back. And
instead of, what does he call his sword?
Like Martha or something? It's not Martha.
Agatha, whatever.
It's the tooth of the Loch Ness Monster.
Instead of coming out with the sword, he comes out with the guitar.
Exactly. Fried peanut butter and banana sandwich. Whew. But no, okay, so you have this match. And, Drew's been gone since, what, Mania?
Yes, Mania was his last match. He took some time off.
So, I don't think he should win against Gunther. I really want Gunther to break this record.
It needs to be someone who's taken the next step, not, well, hey, you're a megastar, but you don't have anything going on, so here's a title.
And he has broken, he broke the Royal Rumble record.
Did he?
I thought he did.
Gunther did for time, yeah.
Yeah. So I really feel like, although he hasn't gotten like the world title match, or the world title or anything like that, let him break this record. It is solidifying him as a top. I mean, he already is solidified. In my opinion, as a top tier star.
That and beating a former world champion of Drew McIntyre's caliber.
Exactly.
Huge.
Yeah. So let him beat Drew and go on. I want to see him break the record. However, I want to see a Clash of the Castle style or even WrestleMania style match like with him and Gunther. I'm already calling it now. That's going to be the match of the night.
Oh, yeah, strong style, big strike.
It's going to be gorgeous.
I don't know. Tribal Combat's going to be... If it lives up to what I think Tribal Combat's going to be...
Tribal Combat...
It's going to be tough to beat.
It's going to be good, but I in my heart, I feel like Gunther versus Drew McIntyre.
Quality of the wrestling.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be like a really good match.
Yeah.
So, I don't really want any, like, Imperium interference or anything like that. I just want, like, because Gunther really doesn't do that. It's more he comes out and he just does, like, a clean match most of the time, And so I feel like it's going to be a very good clean match, a long match. And then in the end, Gunther is going to get the pin. Or not, he's going to pin Drew and he's going to retain. But then afterwards, Imperium's going to come down to the ring, congratulate him. He's on his way of breaking the streak or the streak, and then Drew McIntyre just snaps, stands up, takes out all three of them.
Okay.
I'm talking the most brutal Claymore after Claymore, everything, and leaves them all spiraled out in the ring. Looks out to the crowd and then just turns around in like disgust and just walks behind the stage.
A little heel turn.
Exactly.
Okay.
He's been gone for this long. He missed out on the Intercontinental title at Mania.
Yeah.
I say, let him just have this moment and do a heel turn and just come out and just be pure heel Drew McIntyre.
Kind of like when Bobby Lashley turned heel. Like, he just came out and annihilated everyone.
Exactly.
Like, he would take disqualification losses just to absolutely beat the holy hell out of somebody.
Like when he fought Lesnar and he just like ripped, I think it was Lesnar, right? And he just beat the snot out of him. Or was it after a match?
It was after the match when Brock flipped the Hurt Lock into a pin.
That's what it was.
And so, he got the win via pinfall.
Yeah.
And then he was over there recovering, and Bobby first person that's ever victimized the victimizer.
Exactly, yeah. So, that's my pitch, a Drew McIntyre heel turn, but it stems from this Intercontinental title match tonight.
That gets a huge for me, because Drew McIntyre is one of those rare performers. He's just as good as a heel as he is a babyface. Like, at this point, if it were to happen, which I don't think it will, let's say Roman turned babyface. Roman's a decent babyface.
Yeah.
But so much better as a heel.
Exactly.
Like, you could, through time and effort, although he's not really a full-time, like, competitor anymore, you could make The Miz a babyface, and he'd do okay. He'll take anything to make it good, but he's best as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
But, wrestlers like Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, or now John Moxley, just to name a few of recent memory, are really great heels or faces. Doesn't matter what they do; they're phenomenal.
They're gonna do it.
So that gets a huge for me.
All right. So what is your next pitch?
So my next one can sound a little facetious and like it's a joke, but it's really not a joke pitch. In fact, none of my pitches tonight are joke, but one's a little openly optimistic.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
My name is Bad News Barrett. So, lost my train of thought there for a second. So, the main event is Tribal Combat. And keep in mind, the whole premise of pitches is it's not what we think is going to happen, it's what we want to happen.
Yes.
So, I've heard through the wrestling grapevine, if you will,
Daddy,
that Roman's taking significant amount of time off after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I don't think you do that if you win.
No.
But that's just me thinking. Especially with the way the story's been told. So, my pitch is, they go out, and oddly enough, everyone stays out of it. It is truly just Jay and Roman going at it. I mean, absolute war. Jay turns to a dirty bag of tricks a few times, because that's what it's going to take to beat Roman. You're not going to beat him clean and conventional. We've built him for 3 years now to be the guy, the most dominant guy in wrestling.
The monster.
So, my pitch is, after an absolute brawl, I mean, I'm talking weapons, holds, being tied up in the ropes, handcuffs. I mean, the list of 1,004 holds, whatever it takes.
Everything. Yeah. Arm bars, everything.
Yeah. The kitchen sink and then some. Jey Uso's victorious. Mm-hmm. It's a huge celebration.
Okay.
Until Roman finally comes to it, he's not happy. Solo comes out. He's not happy. The wise man is there. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what's about to happen. If you smell The Rock comes in, and he gets involved. He gets in between everybody. Solo goes to strike him. He catches it. Mm-hmm. Rock bottom. Roman's looking at him in disbelief. He's shocked.
Yeah. I mean,
The Rock is here. The Rock is here.
It's The Rock.
The Rock gets a microphone and says, Roman, I've had enough of watching what you've done the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Not only have you dishonored what it means to be a champion, you've dishonored what it means to be in the Anoa family. Most importantly, you've dishonored what it means to be the tribal chief. You've taken a valuable title in this family, in our tribe, in our culture, and you've ruined it. You've shown weakness, and you've shown no humility. You are banished from the Anoa family.
Oh!
Rock bottom.
Whew!
To really emphasize that Roman has hit
Rock
bottom.
bottom, yeah.
And Roman is gone until WrestleMania season. And so I know it's a little overly optimistic, because at some point we would have heard some grumblings.
Well,
but hear me out on this. Because I think I said this, during the Money in the Bank video. And I called it correctly, by the way, which we never did a reactions video.
We never did.
Reasons will not be disclosed.
No, yeah.
But, I said if Roman and Solo were to lose that match, Roman had to take the pin, and it had to be Jay who pinned him.
And it happened.
But how do you make it sweeter now? Because you can't make it sweeter, right? Who dethrones, other than Cody, who dethrones Roman to end Roman's reign and become the champion? There's only one other person, and it's Jey Uso.
Exactly.
And a clean head of the table. How do you make that sweeter? There's no way.
Exactly.
There is a way. It's called Dwayne Johnson comes back and banishes him from the family, because then Dwayne doesn't have to come back again. It could be a one-off appearance.
Well,
all you're asking him to do is hit 2 rock bottoms and a few lines on the microphone.
That is true.
And talk about a moment that's going to have everybody's jaws on the floor for weeks.
This is a big floor, too.
Big floor. And if you
really things need to happen.
If you really want to hammer home, and I think they have the last few years, that SummerSlam is WrestleMania's little brother.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
And see, here's my thing on that. And I mean, sure, that pitch gets a yeah. But my thing for that is there's also the writer's strike going on.
Yeah.
So Hollywood's not doing anything.
Yeah, so Dwayne, what are you doing, buddy?
What are you doing? Nothing. I mean, he's making donations, I think. I think he made like one of the biggest donations to whatever.
Big deal. John Cena's done like 1 million Make-A-Wishes.
Exactly. But no, I mean, he has nothing to do right now. He probably, I don't say he needs a paycheck, but I mean, if he wants a paycheck, it's
a nice
there.
one-night payoff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It'll be there. And then even then, if this writer's strike continues, I mean, movies aren't being made, movies aren't being,
Even period, for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And all you need to do is show up and hold a microphone.
Exactly. Write some stuff on his wrist, go out there and cut some promos,
John Cena, you fruity pie. Oh, wrong promo. Sorry, let me go to this arm.
I got that tattooed on. But yeah, no, I give it a yeah. I'll give it a yeah. I think, it's not what we think will happen, it's what we want to happen. And I would love to see that happen.
No way to make it sweeter, in my opinion.
No, there's no way, yeah.
All right, you're up.
All right. So, as we know, Trish and Becky, their match is not happening.
That's correct.
Do we have, I guess we have, was it like Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, unfortunately we have Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey in an MMA rules match.
Is that the only women's match on the card?
No, so you do have Asuka versus Belair versus Flair.
Okay, shows how much I know about the card. No, so I feel like at some point in the show, there's gonna be a little break. They're gonna make room for a little segment.
Oh, you have to, because you're gonna have time. You got to clean up the ring.
Exactly.
Maybe someone gets busted open.
Exactly.
Bottle of Prime gets thrown in the ring.
I mean, someone gets hit in the head with a ladder, staples. But no, at some point there's gonna be a little opening.
Yeah.
And for this, I think they should fill in with Becky and Trish. I mean, Trish is performing what? It's the Raw in Toronto.
Yeah, it's the Raw after this coming up Monday.
Okay. So, I mean, they already have that set up.
Yeah.
Why not fuel that? Like people, people are going to watch it because it's Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
But there's also people that, watch pay-per-views and stuff. Like, people that, may not tune into Raw after SummerSlam.
Well, that you can keep people invested in the feud.
Exactly. So I feel like there's going to be a nice break, and at some point we're going to have Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch have some form of altercation, whether it's verbal, physical, both,
Yeah.
Because Trish, I think, posted on her Instagram, she was visibly upset that they weren't performing at SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, at that point, I feel like, and it's Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch. I mean, they are some of the biggest names in the women's wrestling, and the women's wrestling today, and for me, all time, I've always been a Becky Lynch fan. But I feel like, they'll come out, maybe be like, they didn't squeeze us on the card, but that doesn't mean that, like, it's over. Like, we're taking a break from this. Maybe they can go out to the ring. Maybe it's just a backstage thing. Let them hit a couple moves. Fuel that fire that's going to take place for Monday Night Raw,
Yeah.
do some cheap shots, maybe, you know, like Trish can say some comments about, maybe, you know, it'd be after Seth Rollins versus Finn, maybe.
Or work an injury into the feud.
Yeah, or maybe, you know, Finn Balor wins against Seth Rollins, he loses his title, and Damian Priest cashes in.
Yeah, maybe.
But, you know, and then you could be like, well, you know, your husband couldn't do it, what's to say you can beat me on Monday, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of something to fuel that fire, just to keep fans interested. Although they're not on the card, I definitely, like, you know, I want them to have something.
Well, it's not what we think is going to happen.
It's what we want to happen. So I feel like they, you know, will be on the card at some point.
That gets a yeah for me. It's simple, it's to the point, and it furthers the program. So, that gets a yeah for me.
All
right, so my last pitch, and mark this down in the history books.
Okay.
I will have this pitch, the similar pitch, until it happens.
Okay.
And it involves a certain man that we all think about when we hear 3 letters. Okay? I mean, I'm going to do it until it happens because I hear too much. I hear too much for it to not be happening.
Okay.
So Seth and Finn.
Uh-huh.
I'll cover this. I mean, I'd like to keep our predictions, you know, not too short, but, you know, going on and on.
Exactly.
But I'll cover it a little more of my predictions. But to me, it doesn't feel, unless there's a cash in, it doesn't make sense for me really for Finn to beat Seth.
Yeah.
I feel like you have more to gain with a story to tell with the Judgment Day.
Exactly.
If Finn is to lose. Because now Dom's a champion.
Uh-huh.
Now Rhea Ripley's a champion. And Priest has the contract.
Exactly.
There's only one man with nothing in his hands.
It's the leader.
And it's the leader. So I feel like you have more to gain and slow burn animosity between Priest and Finn, which could blow up tonight. Maybe it blows up another night.
Yeah.
But I think you have more to gain with Finn losing. But anywho, my pitch is, of course, it's going to be a banger of a match.
Uh-huh.
You put Finn and Rollins, you could have them fight in the middle of Walmart, and they put on at least a 3.5-star classic.
People will show up.
Yeah, I mean, they would put on a classic.
Yeah.
These two have phenomenal chemistry.
They do.
And they're both great performers, great storytellers.
Exactly.
Amazing athletes. Go on and on. I'll clean up my drool. But anyways, it's going to be a phenomenal match.
Yeah.
And if my sources are correct, this is the match before the main event. So I think it's not going to go on too long. I think it's going to be quick, hard-hitting, maybe 10, 15-minute match.
Okay.
I think at the end, we're going to revisit the same trope we've had since Priest won the contract, right? No matter what happens, Rollins is going to be, even if he wins, you know, he's going to be worn down, he's going to be tired.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, Priest isn't competing tonight.
No.
He's there, but he's not competing.
Is he not in the Royal?
Even if he is.
Even, yeah, I mean, who cares?
That's the first match of the night.
Exactly.
That's the opener.
Exactly.
So, which honestly, except for my boy LA Knight, should be on the pre-show. But,
yeah.
Because for me, it's a time waster.
Well, they usually do. Isn't the Andre the Giant one before Mania?
They've been moving that to SmackDown.
It used to be on the pre-show.
But see, for me, I like what you're doing. You're letting these guys get a moment.
Yeah.
But for me, give me more screen time for these other matches. Because other than one match on this card, I love all of them.
Yeah.
So give me more time for those matches. I'm getting too far away from the point. But anyways, Rollins is going to be, you know, vulnerable. He's going to be tired. I think Priest is going to try to cash in.
Mm-hmm.
And Finn's going to stop him.
Okay.
Even if it has to get physical this time. I think Finn's going to stop him. Something's going to happen. It's not going to work out.
Okay.
But a brawl ensues. Because Rollins has nowhere to run.
True.
So rather, Priest does get to cash in. Rollins getting beat up.
Yeah.
I hear voices in my head.
What?
Roman, I'm sorry.
Roman!
I've cursed the name. The Legend Killer beelines it to the ring.
Okay.
RKO after RKO. Down goes Damian Priest. And this is in order. Down goes Priest. Down goes Dominic. Down goes Balor.
Okay.
Ripley almost goes down.
I was like, Ripley
she,
did RKO.
She remembers Roman will RKO a woman. He's done it tonight.
Roman
Jax, he's
will
done
do
it
it?
to Stephanie McMahon. Did I say Roman again?
You did say Roman again.
I give up.
Ah.
You know, but Randy
In the video.
Randy absolutely will RKO a woman. He's not
he
afraid.
will, yeah.
Ask Nia Jax. Go ask Stephanie McMahon.
Exactly.
I mean, what was it? Somebody's wife, he RKO'd someone else's wife too, or punt kicked him.
Yeah.
And Linda McMahon. I mean, the list goes on. So, she scurries out of the ring. Randy looks like he's going to go help Seth Rollins. He picks up the world title.
All?
He picks it up. He's looking at it. You know, this is a man who's had a long history with that belt. That was his first belt, the belt that made him the youngest world champion
wasn't he the youngest
in company history, a record he still holds. So he helps Rollins up. Remember, Randy was a babyface when he left.
That is true.
He hands him the title, pat on the back, And then an RKO. And he holds up the belt. I'm back.
Yeah.
And this sets up Rollins' next feud. Judgment Day implodes, or they kick Balor out and get a new leader. Something like that. I mean, come on. Rollins and Randy, an old feud reimagined.
Exactly.
You know, you're talking about the right-hand man and the guy from the Authority days.
Exactly.
Who can forget the curb stomp at Mania 31?
The curb stomp to the RKO was just beauty.
Come on. This writes
has to
itself.
happen.
It prints money. Everyone goes home happy. And you guys can stop hearing me talk about a Randy Orton return.
Exactly.
However, if it happens, I will be unhinged in the reaction video.
That is true. That is true. The reaction video might be taking place in the morning.
But I'll still be unhinged.
Yeah. So, yes, that pitch, I give it a yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's phenomenal.
Overly optimistic.
You know,
almost more than The Rock, but
I wouldn't say that. You know, I feel like I said in the last Money in the Bank pitches, that Randy got a new theme.
Yep, Rap Theory, it was official. I listened to it.
It was pretty good. But, you know, he has the new theme. Like I said, I don't see Damian Priest. I understand that the belt is a working man's belt.
And it makes more sense for someone like Priest to come out Monday with the title. It's not unfathomable, and it wouldn't be illegitimate. It would feel real. It would feel legit.
Yeah.
It's meant for people that they're not the megastar, but they're definitely ready for the main event.
Exactly. But, I just don't really see... And also I want to point out, you know, that I got that pitch right. Or the pitch right of him winning Money in the Bank and everything. My prediction wasn't
Don't remind me.
But the pitch was right. Except that he didn't cash in that night. But...
Still could happen today.
It still could happen today.
Just saying.
It could happen today. So, I give it a yeah.
Yeah.
Randy needs to come back. I miss him. I really do.
Even if it's just one more year.
Exactly.
Give me a goodbye tour, please.
Exactly.
At least Edge had the courtesy to say it.
True. Don't get me started on that.
Childhood.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I think Judgment Day, you know, like I said in the last pitches, I mean, their days are numbered.
Yeah, the clock could be ticking.
Finn needs to do something. I don't like him as a heel. I want to see him as a babyface. Do something. I really do think that, you know, this has a very high chance. I don't know about the Randy part. As much as I want Randy to do it, because, God, that'd be phenomenal. But, you know, the rest of it I can highly see happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, God!
Yes.
All right, take us home, Drew.
All right, so, you know, the third one on the last video was a silly pitch. The third video on this one, it will be a silly pitch.
Is it God?
It's not God.
There was an off-camera discussion. If anyone wants to know why we keep referencing that.
God returning and striking down Vince McMahon and
once
making
and for all.
So happy. No, so this one takes place at the beginning of the show. So we have the Battle Royale. And LA Knight comes out. You know, most of these they start, you don't really get to see all the entrances.
No, usually it just, bam, the camera cuts on and
they're
everybody's
all
in the ring.
sitting there just shaking hands and talking about what they're going to get for dinner. But no, this time, they're all in the ring, but then LA Knight's music hits. And he comes out, and he has a mic, and he's like, no, before this show starts, like I've been saying, one day, you will call me champ. So he points up at the Jumbotron, and it cuts to a just junkyard of just piles of trash. You see LA Knight walking around like Indiana Jones opening to the Raiders of the Lost Ark. And he slides across maybe a desk or a trash bag or something, and his face lights up with gold. And he pulls out the green belt itself, the 24/7 title.
It would make sense though, because that's how they got rid of it.
Exactly, they threw it away. So he's looks at it, dusts it off, and you just see him smile and nod his head, and then the Jumbotron cuts off. And then he reaches over it, and all of a sudden there's this nice little podium thing set up with a nice little blanket tucked over it.
Uh-oh.
He reaches over, and he flips it back, and they have the 24/7 title, but on top of it, it just says, yeah!
Yeah!
And he creates the Universal title. He puts it over his shoulder, and he walks on down to the ring. He gets in the middle of it, title still over his shoulder. And it reeks. Everyone's it's been in a dumpster junkyard for almost a year, more than a year at this point. Smells terrible. Everyone's like, Oh, and he's like I said, you will call me champ. He throws the mic down. And then the match starts. And he just starts chasing people around the ring with this title. And it smells so bad. People are jumping out. People are trying to get him. And he's hitting them with the title. And they're, on the ground. It's like Asuka's spit. They're, wiping their face. It's disgusting. And this goes on and on. And finally, LA Knight wins. And he holds it up and he yells, "First title defense down, yeah!" And he walks to the back.
All right. I know me laughing the whole time, man, spelled bad news. I've got some bad news. I actually freaking love it. Only in an alternate universe. If they do that to LA Knight in real life, not only are you banned from my house, I'm gonna go throw up. But in an alternate universe, yeah, absolutely. Like, because that would be a phenomenal comedic act. Like,
exactly.
Let's say if it was someone like who's on the card that is really insignificant at this point. Like, The Miz did it, or one of the guys from Jinder Mahal's stable or something. Yeah, it'd be hilarious, right? Like, I defended my title versus 30 guys. Yeah, because it smelled so bad they all left the ring. That would be hilarious. And don't get me wrong, LA Knight's got the swagger to do whatever. Like, he'd make it work. But that gets a yeah for me, but only in an alternate universe.
Okay.
All right, so we're off to predictions, and we do have to kind of make it short because we are getting close to... Well, we got to make our Zoc.
We got to make the Zaz tonight.
And the show will be starting in a few hours.
Yeah.
So we're starting... This order makes sense that I found. I said that last video, and we were almost kind of correct in the order.
We were.
Battle Royal starts off first. I think we're in agreement on this. If it's not L.A. Knight, yeah, then cancel the pay-per-view.
I'm burning your house down.
No, don't do that. My stuff's here.
We'll take your stuff out and then burn the house.
Burn someone else's house down.
I'll burn your neighbor's
Actually,
house
just
down.
for a disclaimer, we are not going to be committing arson. And
no,
if
we do not. We do not condone
plausible deniability.
We do not condone arson. Arson. Don't condone that. If his neighbor's house burns down,
that's on the neighbor.
It was on the neighbor.
Gunther and Drew McIntyre for the IC title. Of course, Gunther, the reigning, defending, undisputed Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion.
Exactly.
I've got Gunther.
I have Gunther as
and
well.
I think we've said everything there is to say about it. And I think I agree with you now. Like more of like let's say in terms of quality of the wrestling. Yeah. This is going to be the hardest hitting best match of the night. I honestly don't see it being a long match, but I think it's going to be so stiff and hard hitting, and there's going to be a lot of spots. You're going to watch it and feel like you sat there for a half hour, and it was really 15 minutes.
If Drew's chest isn't purple by the end
both of them.
Then it wasn't a good match. But I don't see how it can't be a good match.
The only match on the card that, honestly, I wish they would take it off, and you know what? Give me WLC, a panties on a pole match, a dog food. I mean, that's how little I care about this match because the story sucks. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. MMA rules. I heard Rousey's out after SummerSlam.
I've heard that
so
too.
For me, I'd go Baszler.
See, I'm going Baszler too, strictly because I do not like the big Ronda.
See, and I said it on the last show, like, she's a phenomenal draw, she is a phenomenal woman, and she is a great athlete. She's not a pro wrestler.
No.
No matter how hard she tries, she's not going to be.
No.
I'm not interested.
Baszler is the future. I genuinely like.
But they've got to give her better storylines. Like, the reason I don't care about this match, I get what they did at Money in the Bank, because it was a great swerve. Like, you and I said it watching, I was like, wow, they actually made us care about this match.
We did not care about that match.
Good for them.
Yeah.
But then the story they told afterwards, it was technically a story, historically accurate. They were best friends, Shane slipped her in cash, blah, blah. But it's like, you expect me to believe in 3 weeks they're now mortal enemies?
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So next up is Ricochet and Logan Paul.
See, Logan doesn't really have a good winning streak.
No, he doesn't. But he's more of an attraction, right? Like,
he
if you
is
look
an
at the track
attraction.
history of him being in there so far,
Yeah.
hey, once every 3 months, come on by.
Yeah.
Boost our ticket sales.
See, for me, I want Logan to keep being this kind of just slimy, annoying heel that just never wins.
Yeah.
Maybe he does. But Ricochet, I feel like, has never gotten the push he deserves.
No.
He needs something, and this could be the thing.
I agree. So I'm Team Ricochet on this, but I really think this is going to be the most fun match of the night.
There's going to be spots out the
spots.
wazoo.
And even after that botched Spanish fly, it was still a great spot.
It was super
Now,
good.
yes, for the people saying, but it was still unsafe, yes, you're absolutely right. It was a very unsafe spot.
But it's Logan Paul. Who cares?
It shouldn't be done that exact way, obviously, because it was a botch, but it was a beautiful botch.
It was a
great
beautiful
spot.
botch.
I mean, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Of course, is the wrestling going to be good? Probably not. I mean, yes, basic technical stuff, because that's what Logan Paul did. He was an amateur wrestler.
That is true.
But you talk about spots. Yes, this is going to be a fun match.
Oh, there's going to be moments, like SummerSlam moments from this match, I feel like.
And for me, this is the dark horse on the card.
Okay.
Like, a match that's going to sneak up on you and be really, really good.
Yeah.
Even though the names speak for themselves. WWE Women's Champion Asuka defending against Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat.
Yeah.
For me, this is a hard one to predict. My brain says Charlotte gets another championship reign, because this lines up with the timeline, right? Belair's huge reign ended.
Yeah.
But people would have been pissed if Flair ended it.
Yeah.
So someone else ended it. And then Flair gets it back.
True.
And that makes whoever beats her, it's a big moment for them. But at the same time, Asuka deserves so much better.
She does.
But her reign also hasn't had a lot of story to it.
She hasn't really really done anything.
You want my official prediction? I'm going to be bold. It's Charlotte Flair.
This is the first part of the predictions that we differ.
Well, and I figured it would be, because for me, I don't know how to read this match. I could see any of them winning it, but for some reason, I just don't see Belair winning it.
See, and I'm the opposite. I think Belair will win it. Because, and the only reason I think that, Flair, I think it was Belair was, like, upset. I think there was reports earlier that she was upset that Charlotte was having, like, just a rematch, just for, like, or a match just for showing up, like a title shot. Which is understandable. Like, I get that it's Charlotte Flair, but also, come on.
And Bianca and Asuka by themselves are putting on bangers. Right?
Oh,
you don't need Charlotte to sell this match to me.
Exactly. And, kind of go with you. Asuka, I'm not the biggest Asuka fan as is. So, I don't know.
I am in the ring. I don't like her on the mic.
Yeah, on the mic, I'm not a big fan. In the ring, she is very good. I feel like she gets kind of sloppy sometimes, but other than that, like I
honestly also feel like there's a huge disconnect in the women's division, and you do see it in the men's division sometimes too, between Japanese style wrestling and the American style pro wrestling.
Yeah,
I think you see it less with the men, because the men travel a lot overseas because there's more opportunities for them.
Yeah,
and women's wrestling, I think, will catch up to that at some point. But a lot of men end up going to fight in New Japan or IWGP. Because they need more opportunities to grow, get better, and then come back to the States. Versus women, I mean, you think about up until the teens, really, it was if you didn't win the Diva Search, or you didn't hit a home run at an indie show, wrestling there for a while, you just left the industry. You went back to doing whatever you did before.
Yeah.
And so now you find there's really big investments in women's wrestling. But I think that's why Asuka's viewed sloppily in the ring. It's because they don't know how to wrestle someone that has wrestled Japanese-style wrestling.
Yeah. So, that being said, the winner of this match is going to be Io Sky.
Oh! Well, hold on. I'm interested now. I'm interested.
To me, like, all three of these women, like, Bianca would be my second.
Okay.
Pick, just because I feel like, I'm not really the biggest fan of Asuka.
Right.
In terms of, mic work and things.
And Flair doesn't need a belt to be a draw.
Flair doesn't need it. I want Bianca Belair to come close to getting it. And then Io Sky comes in and cashes in.
Okay.
And then that can set up like a Bianca. You can have like Charlotte and Asuka kind of do their thing. Because I feel like they can put on amazing matches. But then you can have Sky versus Belair put on their match, or like that feud can go on, and it'll kind of create a change of pace for everything.
Yeah, no, I love it. So next up is Rhodes and Lesnar. I don't really have a lot to say about it. I think it's going to be a short match, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of wrestling. It's going to be a lot of big spots, and then it's done. But for me, I think Cody wins the rubber match. This lines up with about the time Brock goes away on his little hiatus again.
When he goes into hibernation.
Yeah, and Cody will do his own thing. He'll find another feud until Royal Rumble time, and that's really all I got to say about it. I think it's short and sweet.
I mean, I feel like Cody will win. I want Cody to win. Brock, I feel like at his point now, he just needs to put people over.
Yeah, absolutely. Get back to the business. And I think he's really had a change of heart over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I agree. But this is the third match they've had, and each one have won.
Yeah, so Cody won the first one,
and then Brock
he turned the Kimura into the bend, and then he passed out into the Kimura, which was honestly a phenomenal match.
It was very. But no, I feel like Cody will win this one to get the 2 out of 3. And then he can go on looking at the heavyweight title
or something like that. I can even see Cody taking a week or 2 off to really sell it. Like, hey, I went to war.
Yeah.
I need time to recover.
Yeah, that's true. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think Cody Rhodes will win this match.
So the sub-main event, Rollins-Balor, we both talked about this match at length.
We have.
The only thing left to say is who we officially are predicting. I'm Team Rollins.
I'm always going to be Team Balor. I always will be. I love that man to death.
Either way, it's going to be a phenomenal
It
match.
will be an amazing match.
The main event, in my opinion, this is the match. I'll say third most excited I've been for a match this year. Because you know me, I have an unhealthy obsession with the Money in the Bank stipulation.
That is true. That is true.
Roman Reigns defends the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Heavyweight Champion of the World, Roman Reigns. Defends his title versus the right-hand man, Main Event Jay, in tribal combat.
Exactly.
I think this match will go on for a long time.
I hope it does.
I wouldn't be surprised. And honestly, I love Saturday pay-per-views too because you can go for as long as you want.
Yeah.
There's no school tomorrow. No one's going back to work. Well,
whatever.
Most people aren't back to work tomorrow.
No.
So I think this match might start close to 11, but it could go to almost midnight because I think you're going to have the long drawn-out entrances, the long drawn-out start. You're going to have big spots where someone's standing around looking at them, the emotional moments, and then eventually 3 or 4 97 false finishes for the final 3.
Exactly.
On about the 5th ref. Fifth ref, because every ref is made of glass. And I can't wait to see how many we go through. And then you'll have whatever happens after the match. This is obviously going to be the most dramatic, biggest, longest match of the night.
Oh, it has to be.
As much as I want Jey Uso to win, as much as I want it more than anything, I mean, I'll die by my take. If Cody doesn't finish the story, it's got to be Jey Uso.
Okay.
And for me, it has to be now or never.
True.
You can't give me this again.
No.
Like, this is it for Jey. You've done everything for him.
Well, wasn't there a first match at SummerSlam?
Where was or Night of Champions, but that was 3 years ago.
That is true.
We're now 3 years into this story.
Exactly.
To me, it just feels like this is it for this story.
Yeah.
Roman wins, and then someone else takes it, or Jey takes it now, and the bloodline dissolves, or the bloodline story dissolves, but the bloodline is headed by Jey Uso. Roman goes away, and Jey builds his empire, and he gets his shot at being a true main eventer.
Exactly. Okay.
But my prediction, unfortunately, is Roman Reigns.
I feel like it's been a joke at this point that, we have these amazing matches. It's like, okay, this is the time.
Yeah, right.
This is the time.
And that's why I unfortunately still have to predict Roman.
Exactly. And for me, I feel like we've been I think we've had 2 differentiating opinions for this for this card. I'm gonna be the bold one. Let's say Main Event Jay does it.
Okay. I pray to God you're right.
I hope. I'll be so happy. I'll be happy.
Yeah, I would be too.
But I'm gonna have to go with him just to kind of shake things up. Actually, no, Damian Priest. No, we'll get both Money in the Bank cash-ins tonight.
It's happened before.
I mean, it has, but no, I'm gonna go with Main Event Jay. I feel like that's who's gonna do it.
Like I said, that's what I want. But what I think, unfortunately, is I know who's really calling the shots backstage.
And he's currently in a hospital bed.
Yeah. Geriatric at best.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for our pre-show.
Yeah.
Our pre-show, if you will. We're off to make some pizza, have some drinks, and hopefully see a new tribal chief.
Fingers crossed. It's going to be a good night tonight. Hope you guys are going to tune in and watch SummerSlam on Peacock. And
if you have time, SummerSlam, the subscribe button.
Oh, yeah. SummerSlam, the subscribe button, and super kick the like button. And we will see you guys probably later with our thoughts, opinions, reactions to the show.
If not, we'll post a short and we'll give you something.
Give us some views.
Hey, views, reviews.
Views, reviews. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you later. See ya.